I'm Bernadette Wagner, and I'd like to welcome you to Healing, Hope, and Health, the program proudly brought to you by Hospice of Washington County. I'm pleased to welcome Pam Ricker, one of Hospice of Washington County's incredibly committed RN case managers. Pam, who received her RN degree from Hagerstown Community College, has been a nurse for 28 years. Prior to working for Hospice, Pam worked in a variety of healthcare settings, including Meadow Dialysis, Washington County Health Department, and Western Maryland Hospital. Ms. Ricker, who has worked at Hospice of Washington County for 1.5 years, is not only an extremely committed, compassionate, and knowledgeable nurse, she's also the proud mother of 3 wonderful children. Pam joins us today to talk about her role as an RN case manager and to help dispel some common misconceptions about hospice care. Welcome, Pam. Thanks for being here.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, sure. So maybe, Pam, you could first start off by telling us what exactly is a case manager, a nurse case manager? What do you do on a daily basis?
An RN case manager with hospice basically works with patients that are enrolled in hospice and provides care for those patients, and that incorporates assessment, managing their symptoms, obtaining equipment for the patient. And we work in a team setting with other professionals. So there's a social worker, a chaplain, there are aides that go out and assist, and other nursing professionals.
Mm-hmm. And you work with, there's a physician involved as well?
Yes, definitely. We have a physician on staff, and then we also work with the physicians in the community that oversees the patients, like their primary care physicians.
Yeah, and I think that's important for people to know that just because you're in hospice care doesn't mean you give up your own primary care doctor.
No, absolutely not.
Yeah,
you can keep your physician. Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. And on a typical day, Pam, or is there a typical day for you? How many patients do you see?
Typically, I set up my schedule in the morning, and that could be 5 or 6 patients, but that can change at a moment's notice, depending on the patient's needs. The schedule and the care that's provided is solely driven by the patient's needs, so that can change at a moment's notice.
Okay, and so you're really always reacting to and basing your schedule based on each of your patients?
Yes, yeah. Definitely.
And as a nurse case manager, do you also coordinate the care with the other hospice team members?
Yes, there are different teams, but within each team, there are members, there's social worker, chaplain, aides, and so you coordinate your care with them, and you're constantly in communication with those team members as patients' needs change. Someone may need the social worker to come in and talk about psychosocial issues, or they may need the chaplain, so you're in constant communication with those on the team.
And do you also work with volunteers on your team?
Yes,
mm-hmm.
A number of volunteers that help in a lot of different ways, sitting with patients. There's a lot of different ways.
And where do you see your patients? Are your patients in their homes, or are they nursing facilities or
it's
hospitals?
A little bit of everything. We have patients that are in homes, and then we have patients in nursing homes and assisted living, and then also in a hospital setting. So we see them in any setting.
So if you're a patient, you first contacted your patient you contacted them in the hospital, and they were hospice patients, you would follow them back to their homes?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, it's a continuous care and monitoring them.
Okay. And it's my understanding that an important aspect of the work you do is also supporting and educating the family members of the patients.
Yes.
What kind of issues come up that you feel you need to address with them?
Well,
what kind of questions do they ask, I guess?
Yes, education is a very big part of what we do. It's very fluid, so it's constant. And it could be working with the family or loved ones or patient in medication management, side effects, how to care for their loved one. A lot of it is medication and symptom management, and when to call hospice and let them know if changes have occurred. So and we educate on whatever families need. As questions come up, as needs change, then we change the education.
And are they free to call you at home or on your cell phone?
Well,
or how does that work?
What they generally do is call the office, and then the office will get a hold of the nurse case manager during the day, and then after hours, we have nurses on call 24 hours a day.
That's important to know.
Mm-hmm.
So there are a lot of misconceptions about hospice care. Maybe you could just talk about one and sort of dispel that myth for us.
What I hear often is a lot of people think that hospice is primarily for those with cancer or those who are elderly, and In fact, I have a number of patients that do not have cancer. They have ALS and Parkinson's, abnormal weight loss. And then with the age, we have patients from infancy all the way up into their hundreds. So it's a wide variety of people, and it's not just for cancer or the elderly.
Thank you for clearing that up. I know your work can be difficult sometimes and sad because you get attached to your patients, but it's also can be incredibly rewarding. I was wondering, is there a story that you go back to, something that happened in your professional life that is a support? There goes a box elder bug or something. That gives you a sense of, I don't know, a sense of reward in your life.
Well, there are multiple stories. Each patient I've had and their family members or loved ones have etched a spot in my heart. But there's not one story in particular, but what I want to say is just that it's overwhelming oftentimes for the families, and it's nice that we're there to be able to shoulder some of their stress and some of their worries and be able to allow them to take the time to spend with their loved ones at the end of life. And I've learned a lot from these families, and it's been quite an experience.
That's great. Well, thank you so much for being here.
Thank you.
I'd like to thank Pam for dispelling some of the common misunderstandings about hospice care and for explaining the critical role played by Hospice of Washington County RN case managers. RN case managers not only care for the patients and educate and support family members, they also coordinate the care provided by their team members. Hospice of Washington County is grateful for their compassion, knowledge, and dedication. These qualities are what enable these nurse case managers to create a dignified environment for each of their patients, one where the suffering is minimized and the comfort is maximized. Stay tuned, we'll be right back.
I'm the hometown favorite.
I'll outsmart you.
I will beat you.
I'll be surrounded by fans cheering me on.
There's no place like home for fighting cancer.
My turf.
My time.
My team.
Expert care, close to home. The John R. Marsh Cancer Center at Meritus Health.
It's here. It's breathtaking. It's ultra fast. Gigabit Internet. Fiber to your home. Fiber to your business. Antietam Cable, making Hagerstown a gigabit city.
Living with a chronic disease is a daunting situation, but with help from Life Care of Washington County, you don't have to feel overwhelmed. With our palliative care team, we can help you manage symptoms and the weight of illness. Life Care of Washington County is there by your side, maximizing treatment options, increasing the quality of life, and partnering with you as you face the challenges ahead. Life Care of Washington County, we're with you. You don't have to struggle alone. Call today for a private consultation.
I've been working with Linda McCullum now for 20 years. The people in the office are very knowledgeable of what they do, and they're also very caring and customer oriented. My little granddaughter, when she says, "Pappy, I love you," that's just so precious. If I wouldn't have had the hearing aid on, I wouldn't have heard it.
Let McCollum Hearing Center help you rediscover the sounds of your life.
Welcome back to Healing, Hope, and Health. My next guest is well known in Washington County and beyond for his business acumen and equally well known for his generosity in supporting our community. It gives me pleasure to introduce Rich Daughtridge, founder and CEO of High Rock Studios, one of the region's top marketing and web design firms, and co-founder of Leitersburg Cinemas. Hospice Washington County is incredibly grateful to Rich for his recent support of Dewey's House. Thanks to Rich, Leitersburg Cinemas, well, never mind, I'm going to stop right there and I'm going to let Rich tell you in his own words how and why he decided to support Dewey's House. Welcome, Rich. Thanks for being here.
Thank you for having me, Brenda.
Sure. So could you tell our audience about the recent support and sort of the novel way that your fundraiser engaged the whole community?
Sure. We heard about the devastation that happened, the fire to Dewey's House, and probably within about 24 hours we were in a staff meeting. Happened to be, I guess it was that Monday. It might have been Tuesday morning, actually. I think the fire happened on Sunday night. And for us, we were brainstorming marketing ideas and things like that. And sometimes you can spend money on marketing, and sometimes you can give money away to nonprofits. And I think for us, it was an opportunity that we said, what if we could rally the community to come out and watch a movie? And they get to watch a movie, and we, in turn, for the entire day, give the net proceeds back to hospice specific for Doty's House.
What an incredible, generous gift. That's just really, it meant a lot to our organization, and of course we're going forward with Doty's House full steam. But to have somebody step forward right after such an incident, it was felt incredibly supportive of us and validating of our mission. So we were really very appreciative.
And it was also a testament to the community. I mean, when you post things like that people rally around, even on social media,
right?
They comment, they like, they share, and really, I think the community we're all looking for an opportunity beyond their monetary gifts back for that. Just how do they support? And I think that this was a creative way, and that's what we've tried to do at Leitersburg, is just be a part of the community.
Right. I was wondering if your support for Doty's House, if there was a personal reason, if you knew somebody that has benefited from hospice care.
And I know of a few folks, specifically Melissa Fountain at our office works with hospice and donates her time there. And she feels passionately about it. A few other folks in the office have had passings recently that hospice was involved, and it's one of the organizations locally that for us it's a great cause.
Well, it's really nice too, because in a way you're supporting our effort, but you're also supporting your employees.
Absolutely.
That's neat. Is that intentional on your part? Is that part of your business philosophy, or?
Yeah, I mean, we have always just believed to be part of the fabric of the community, no matter what we do, whether it's the marketing firm or whether it's the movie theater now, even in other movie theaters we're doing, we have to be a part of the community. And I think for us, it's a matter of just giving back, and being part of the community is part of our our being. And I think when we do that, movies are the best way, because people just join together and come watch an animated movie or an action movie or whatever, and they're all just hanging out in one massive auditorium, laughing and being scared together.
And it's a good analogy of drawing people together for a common experience and for a common goal.
Yeah, we talk a lot about the shared experience is really what movie-going is about. And I think for us, the why is just bringing the community together. People are on their dates, maybe have their first kiss in a movie theater. Parents get to reconnect with their kids and have fun. And that is the reason why we do the movie thing, and it's been a lot of fun. That's
great. Now, I know you supported Doty's House, but you've also supported a number of other nonprofits through the movie theaters. Do you care to mention just a couple of them?
Yeah, I mean, we just, I guess when there's a need, we try to fill it. I know every year we do a food drive. We do a movie for the kids, Polar Express typically, where they come out, and it's free if you bring a canned food. And we've had quite a bit of food be hauled away. A few days after that, we've always had 300 or 400 people show up for that movie, and for that entire day, we've done that. We've done various things for different community organizations. I can't think of probably all of them, but I know one in particular. This past week, we did another program for hospice is the WISH program. And we did an event this past Wednesday that I know that the family really appreciated it.
That's great. Well, thank you so much for being here, Rich, and for your generous support of hospice and our community as a whole.
Thank you.
I'd like to thank Rich for joining us today, and thank Leitersburg Cinema for its generous gift. Winston Churchill said, "We make a living by what we get. We make a life by what we give." Obviously, Rich has a very full life. He gives a lot. On behalf of Hospice of Washington County, I'd like to express our gratitude to Rich and Leitersburg Cinemas for caring deeply. Rich's generosity not only benefited Doty's House, it has also inspired others to get involved too, and we're grateful. Stay with us. We'll be right back after this short break.
People don't realize it takes a lot to care for a family member in your home. John's dad was very headstrong, so I think that was a lot for him to get over and try to come to terms with that he had terminal illness. I would recommend everybody to get hospice involved at the get-go. When you first learn about it, get it set up. It's going to make it, it's terrible what you're going through already, but it's going to make it easier for you in the long run, because we couldn't have done it without them.
Call hospice today. Hospice of Washington County, when time matters most. Labor's Office Furniture now has a large selection of in-stock FlexSteel home furnishings. After 43 years of establishing itself as the place to find top brand office furniture at warehouse prices, great deals on FlexSteel home furnishings have come home to Labor's. Stop in to see Labor's FlexSteel inventory today.
Living with a chronic disease is a daunting situation, but with help from Life Care of Washington County, you don't have to feel overwhelmed. With our palliative care team, we can help you manage symptoms and the weight of illness. Life Care of Washington County is there by your side, maximizing treatment options, increasing the quality of life, and partnering with you as you face the challenges ahead. Life Care of Washington County, we're with you. You don't have to struggle alone. Call today for a private consultation.
From the smallest item of jewelry to the largest ceramic elephant, every 10,000 Villages handcrafted product makes a remarkable journey.
All over the world, our products travel similar paths, over thousands of miles and years of artistic tradition. Our handcrafted gifts represent work that builds villages and sustains souls. They are the dream of a better life made real. Every product is a miracle.
Welcome back to Healing, Hope, and Health. Our next guest, who is compassionate, kind, and generous, says, quote, "Comforting others is my passion," end of quote. It's my pleasure to introduce Robin Dorsey Cosley, who recently started a program at the Hagerstown Community Life Center called With Open Arms. Robin, who grew up in Mount Airy, Maryland, worked as a nursing assistant before becoming the proud mother of 3 children. She also pursued paralegal studies, which she credits with helping her to become a fearless advocate for others. Welcome, Robin. Thanks for being here.
Thank you for having me.
Sure. So, Robin, it's my understanding you're in the process of starting a 501c3 organization called With Open Hearts.
Yes.
So maybe you could tell how that nonprofit relates to With Open Arms, which is the program at the Life Center.
Well, actually, With Open Heart, it's a program that we do resource referral, advocacy, and outreach. And what it is we've developed that because after many years of experience, just saw a need in the community that was not being filled at later times, and like in the evenings with the working force, the persons who came home who had to work all day long, who might come home and find themselves in a situation. And other things is that we're available and open on weekends as well for those who are in crisis. And what it is that we want people to feel like at hard times, there might be a time when you come into a problem, and it's okay to understand that someone is there for you and you're able to maintain your dignity, and that we understand.
You don't have to tough it out alone. There's support.
You don't have to tough it out alone. It's always somebody there who, with the compassion and understanding, and we are, sincerely doing this for that purpose. And how it got to be With Open Arms is I had a very good teacher growing up, and he taught me that everyone's needs are not the same, but they're all important. Mm-hmm. So he was a comforter, mm-hmm. and he was a person, he was a listener. Mm-hmm. And for With Open Arms, what it does is let you know that you could come in. Our doors open with open arms, our hearts are open, and we are here to truly, no matter what may be going on in your life that day, what's important to you is important to us. Mm-hmm. And we want to hear it, and we want you to know that it's, we're there for you.
Okay. And Robin, tell our audience where you meet and on what day.
Well, we meet at the Community Life Center, mm-hmm. at 20 West Washington Street here in Hagerstown, Maryland. And our hours are Tuesday evenings from 7:30 p.m. to 8:30 p.m.
And you specifically chose that time because during the day there are places where people can go for support, but in the evening people find themselves maybe not having that available.
Yes, and what they would like, what we're trying to prevent is what they call a duplication of services. The resources in this community are amazing, but after hours when they shut down, there are no resources available. Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. And that's the void that we want to fill.
Perfect, perfect. And so you'll meet at the Life Center every Tuesday at 7:30.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Who would benefit from attending Open Arms? What sorts of issues are you ready to support or able to support?
There are no limits.
Okay.
We want to open the doors with open arms for those you might be going through a crisis financially. You may be going through some family issues. You have lost a loved one. You may have hidden illnesses, may be feeling misunderstood. A lot of times people are going through things and they feel like they have no one to talk to. Well, you do now because we're here.
Okay, so it's mainly a support group, but also you have the wherewithal to make referrals. Is that correct?
Yes, and we will do anything that we can for those possible if they would like for us to help them with their needs, but we are there to help support them through their time of need.
Okay, and I just wanted to real quickly touch on I know you studied paralegal studies in school, and you told me that helped you become a fierce advocate. In what ways does that make you fearless? I mean, fearless and fierce is what you told me.
Well, you know, the greatest part about going to that school is learning some of the legal rights, the issues, the awareness, keeping balance, not backing down, understanding that there are choices, possible choices, keeping it within reason, and just trying to fight for what's right, and trying to go the extra mile to get whatever needs to be done for someone when they're going through something.
That's great. And Robin, what advice would you give to somebody else in our community who's interested in starting a program that they're passionate about? This is obviously your passion. What would you say to people who are thinking, well, I have a passion, but I don't know maybe if I could do this?
From all the experience that I've had in this journey, please don't ever give up on your dream, because it may seem become a little frustrating, and you're like feeling like there's nobody really believing in you. But you'll find that there is someone to believe in you if you just keep going. And don't ever think that no one understands or no one cares, because we're waiting for a lot of things and a lot of doors to open. So just believe in yourself.
And step forward.
And step forward.
And Hospice of Washington County is there to provide space at no cost to those people who like you, do step forward. So thank you so much, Robin.
Well, thank you for having me.
Sure. I'm grateful to Robin for being on today's program and for her desire to advocate for and support others to strengthen our community. Her generosity is inspiring and reminds me of something Mother Teresa said. She said, "It's not just how much we give, but how much love we put into giving." If you would like to attend with open arms, join Robin on Tuesday evenings at Hagerstown Community Life Center at 20 West Washington Street on the 3rd floor at 7:30. And if Robin's willingness to share her talents to address a need in our community has inspired you, please give me a call at 301-791-6360, and we'll make sure you have some space too. We'll be right back after this short commercial break.
People, tend to want to do things with people they know and trust and respect. And so we see that that's something that happens again and again, and customers are repeat customers because they have that feeling. And the word of mouth that they share with one another and to their peers is so important in terms of generating additional business from us, because they really like the feeling that this is a place you can feel good about.
For over 25 years, Antietam Cable Television Productions has been bringing you local programming, from coverage of the Alsatian Mummers Parade and high school sports to unique local programming like our Ghost and Legend shows and Civil War in Washington County. Now you can own them on DVD. Just visit AntietamCable.com and click the DVD store button at the bottom of the page. You'll find all your favorite local programming from Antietam Cable. Looking for something specific? Just browse through our store categories. Our DVDs make the perfect gift. Antietam Cable Productions, bringing quality local programming to your home.
I'm the hometown favorite.
I'll outsmart you.
I will beat you.
I'll be surrounded by fans cheering me on.
There's no place like home for fighting cancer.
My turf.
My time.
My team.
Expert care, close to home. The John R. Marsh Cancer Center at Meritus Health.
It's here. It's breathtaking. It's ultra fast. Gigabit Internet. Fiber to your home. Fiber to your business. Antietam Cable, making Hagerstown a gigabit city.
People don't realize it takes a lot to care for a family member in your home. John's dad was very headstrong, so I think that was a lot for him to get over and try to come to terms with that he had terminal illness. I would recommend everybody to get hospice involved at the get-go. When you first learn about it, get it set up, it's going to make it, I mean, it's terrible what you're going through already, but it's going to make it easier for you in the long run because we couldn't have done it without them.
Call Hospice today. Hospice of Washington County, when time matters most.
I'm so glad you're still with us. Our next guest is remarkable for her generosity, spunk, and vitality. She's an inspiration, someone I hope to emulate. Please welcome Virginia Rogers, a woman who has been volunteering for more than 40 years and who has no plans to slow down. Virginia, who is 88 years young, has in the past volunteered at Washington County Hospital, Western Maryland Hospital, and Broadmoor Nursing Home. Now, she's been at Hospice of Washington County working to create beautiful handmade blankets and shawls for our patients that our volunteers take to them. Welcome, Virginia. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you.
Sure. Virginia, I crochet a little bit myself, and your needlework is beautiful. Maybe we can hold one of these up. I'll hold up the other one. Can you tell us how long you've been crocheting?
Since I was 12 years old.
And who taught you how to crochet?
I taught myself.
You taught yourself how to crochet? Really? With a book or?
No, I sat down beside a lady and watched her crochet, and I've been doing it ever since.
That's great. And in addition to bed jackets, prayer shawls, blankets, do you also crochet bags or sweaters or?
No, not anymore.
Okay, but you did it one
Yes.
time. Okay, well that's great. How long does it take you to make something like this?
3 days.
3 days. Wow. And do you purchase the yarn yourself and donate that as
Yes,
well?
I do.
That is really something. So do you have any idea what it means to our patients when they receive these
I
gifts?
hope they really enjoy them. They always have.
Mm-hmm.
And like I said, I've been donating for a long, long time.
Yeah. So you've been volunteering for more than 40 years, and I mentioned a couple of the places during the introduction. Can you tell us why you volunteer, what you get out of volunteering?
To see their faces when I give them something. They smile, and it makes me feel good because I
Mhm.
love people.
Is that something that you were taught as a child or something you came to on your own as an adult?
I think my grandmother taught me.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Did you spend a lot of time with her?
Yes, I did.
Mm-hmm. And what is it that you would say to others who crochet or think about volunteering? What would you say to them to encourage them to get involved?
I just don't know what I would say to them, really.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Just that you get a lot of enjoyment out of doing these things. Yeah.
It is. You find it very rewarding.
Oh yes.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yes.
And I know that from talking with Erla and Lindsay, the volunteer director and coordinator at Hospice, they've both told me that when the volunteers take out these jackets, they feel like when they go to visit a patient, they're offering them a gift, and they're bringing joy to the patients.
That's right.
So
That's right.
it's rewarding to you, but it's also rewarding to the volunteers and to the patients, so it's a win-win. Now, do you make gifts, crochet gifts for family members as well?
No.
This is just...
I'm just doing this right now.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
This is what enjoys me here.
Yeah, okay. Now, you said you're 88 years old. What are your plans for the future? I know you told me you're going to keep on going.
I'll be 89 March the 3rd.
Oh my gosh.
And I'm going to keep on crocheting for Hospice.
Okay.
That's it, because I'm a widow.
Right. Yeah. And do you have any other plans to visit relatives or travel or?
No, don't like that anymore.
Okay, so you're going to stay home and crochet for
That's
Hospice.
what I'm going to do.
And we're going to be incredibly grateful.
I hope so.
Yeah, well,
I know you will.
Thank you so much for being with us today.
You're welcome.
Virginia's kindness touches the lives of people she will never meet, but somehow these people will be forever connected to her. As our nation prepares to celebrate the memory of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. next week, Virginia's generosity reminds me of one of his famous teachings. Dr. King said that all lives are, quote, caught in an inescapable network of mutuality, tied in a single garment of destiny. Virginia's destiny and the destiny of those fortunate enough to receive one of her beautifully made handcrafted gifts are tied together in a single crocheted blanket. Thanks for joining us for today's show. We'll see you next time.